You have tuned into the BearDown Corner with your host, Sergeant Julio. Hey everybody, this is the BearDown Corner. Sergeant Julio here. Let's get you caught up on the NFL. We are 45 days away from the NFL regular season and 17 days away from the Hall of Fame game. Football is upon us. Exciting news for Seahawks fans. Two things. One, Devin Witherspoon should be staying with the team as they are in the deep parts of the contract negotiations to expect him to get about a $30 million per season contract. Now, this will put him in the top 5 up there with Trent McDuffie, Christian Gonzalez, who in another report, which I might as well just tell you now, is also expected to be put in that same range. Probably will be paid the highest of them, actually, as Robert Kraft came out and said that he'll be the highest paid in team history. So with the new marker sent by McDuffie this offseason at $31 million, Witherspoon expected to get $30 million. Sauce Gardner's already in the 30.5, I think he's getting. So all these top corners, these shutdown corners, are getting paid right now. And also for the Seahawks, though, good news on former rookie, now second-year player, Nick Eminarui, I think. I don't know, his last name's hard to pronounce. Anyway, the second-year cornerback is expected to be ready for the start of Week 1. He was dealing with a bunch of ankle injuries during his rookie year. Ended up opting for off-season ankle surgery, so hopefully they cleared up whatever was going on in there, and he returns to 100%. He was very vital in making a plethora of tackles, shutting down opposing number 2 wide receivers as the season wore on. And in other news, on the other side of the ball, wide receiver Tyreek Hill, let's just say he's done. He might tell you he wants to make an NFL return. Others might want him to make an NFL return. But honestly, if we're being realistic, the man's done. His knee was completely dislocated, multiple torn ligaments last offseason. At the end of the season when he got injured, went on to needing a second surgery for the LCL that persisted on in February, and he recently came out on his YouTube channel and was showing his exercise workouts that he's been doing, but he also said in a tweet literally that X post, whatever the hell you want to call it, he has no power in the left leg that he hurt. If you're already this far along after all these surgeries, and you're saying that you pretty much got like no power in that leg as a wide receiver, what the hell are you going to do out there first and foremost? But secondly, the doctors already said you'd be lucky to walk. So maybe just take with God's grace that you're a 30-year-old with hopefully an investments of all the money you made as a star wide receiver in the NFL, and don't go blowing up your life, man, and completely cripple yourself. You know what? I'm no superstar athlete, obviously. We know this. But from a human-to-human perspective, do what's best for you and don't risk your health. It's not worth it. Other news, Fernando Mendoza has signed his 4-year, $57 million rookie contract. The number 1 overall pick from this year's draft is expected to take more of a backseat role this coming season, but in the contract negotiations, from my understanding, based on the sources I found, it basically came down to the contract language in his bonus. Now, for the Raiders organization, they're not known to pay out these contract bonuses all at once, but that's what Mr. Mendoza and his camp were trying to do. Now, details of the exact guaranteed amount are at $38.1 million, but that will probably be distributed just in larger portions in maybe a shorter amount of time. That's the best I was able to come into knowledge with over my course of searching. this was kind of sad, actually. The second-year player for the Carolina Panthers, who tied a team lead last season with 5 sacks, was third all-time as a rookies in franchise history, rookie sack record, is going to be out for possibly the season or an extended period amount of time as he gets put on IR as the first day of training camp for the Panthers happened. Nick Scorton, edge rusher, tore his ACL. That's the place of doing business in the NFL, I guess. He was very highly touted by the coaching staff to have a huge second season and possibly his breakout year. But we'll have to wait another year for that to happen, as long as he heals up and gets back to 100%. Now, in other stories, Isaiah Adams, the offensive lineman for the Arizona Cardinals, was arrested in Durham, Ontario, Canada over the weekend, and it was in relations to being charged with firearms. Now, these firearm charges are a little bit more than just your standard, as he was with 3 of other companions. Now, he states that he had no idea the firearm was there, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I call horse shit. His lawyer might say he's free and clear of whatever charges, but I'm sorry, you're associating yourself with the first guy was being suspected of drug trafficking and arms dealing. The other 2 dudes had fentanyl on them, intent to distribute. What the hell are you doing hanging around these dudes? Even if they're your old hometown homies. Bro, you're a third-year player and a former third-round pick. Your contract year is next year. God only knows if this shit actually sticks. Now, yes, the Canada defense system is not the greatest, but we still have a judicial system, and we'll lay down as much as we can on him. I really hope that he is free and clear, but you know what? Sometimes that whole association thing, it's because you put yourself there. So, hopefully you got a hell of a lawyer, kid. Browns running back Quashawn Judkins is ready to be full go at training camp since his Week 16 injury where he dislocated his ankle and fractured his fibula. The second-year running back is ready to take that next leap and try and become the next superstar of the NFL. Former quarterback and current CBS announcer Tony Romo, 46-year-old, was arrested on operating a vehicle while under the influence. So an OWI, different from a DUI, driving under the influence. So this right there tells me that it wasn't just a drink or two at, let's say supper or something like that. Because from the initial reports, he failed miserably on the on-field sobriety test for whatever the hell they were testing him for. Honestly, that just sucks for Tony Romo. But, hey, you know what? You should have something in the bag. Get yourself a good lawyer. Get off with some probation. Jacoby Brissett is officially done as far as not a holdout because he did skip voluntary camp but came into training camp after about a week or so to show a sign of good faith. And the Cardinals rewarded him with a $21 million increase, basically. So they probably signed an extension, voided the last year, and gave him the bump for this year. The 1-year increase puts him probably on the bottom tier of the quarterback starters, but at least he's being paid like a starter now. Remember, Justin Fields made $22 million last year. So Brissett, honestly, I probably would think is better than Fields in the aspect of his quarterback IQ, but he is also not a winning quarterback. So that is good for the Cardinals to have their quarterback situation locked and figured out, as they also have Gardner Minshew and Carson Beck, who they drafted in this last draft. The Colts quarterback Daniel Jones has been cleared for training camp. Colts fans rejoice because honestly, if there was going to be hindrance leading up to that, I would be worried about the upcoming season. He took a nasty hit, was running on a twig branch for a leg, and went and played the next game, and so forth. He got injured while they were 8-2 and pretty much shattered the rest of their season as they missed the playoffs. In other news, the final story of the day is we have the wife of offensive coordinator of the Chiefs, Eric Bieniemy. His wife was shot at home recently. And what caught me about this was the fact that it was their 27-year-old son that shot his mother in their home, like in the parents' home. Now, I don't know the life situation. I don't know if maybe they helped this kid in whatever way. But I'm sorry, at 27, why the hell are you shooting your mother unless God only knows the behind-the-scenes bullshit? But either way, condolences go out to the Bieniemy family. Hopefully a fast and quick recovery for your wife. But as far as everything else, throw the book at your son. He doesn't even get bail bond from the report that I read on this. It's just blows your mind. Into not too much in today's day and age, but still blows your mind. But anyway, that's all for today. I'm Sergeant Julio. This has been the BearDown Corner. You can catch us every Tuesday morning at 6 o'clock General Mountain, 8 o'clock Eastern, AM, here, not Twitch, sorry, Spotify, and everywhere else you can watch your podcast. And don't forget YouTube. Be safe, take care, and we'll catch you next week here on the BearDown Corner.